Well, hi, ladies and gentlemen. This is your stay-at-home grandmom, and I'm doing corn. I blanched it for 5 minutes. Now I'm peeling it off so that we can wrap it around and wrap it and freeze it. I'm starting my freezing and my canning. So, and I'll actually can with you, or at least a part of me. But I boil it with the husk on, then I take it off, and then I put them back in the pan, leave them to cool off, and then I put them away. Well, my husband will put them away. He'll put them in the, what do you call it? That meat, that thing that seals it, vacuum seals it. So he does that. Then we have corn. And this was actually the corn that I got, I think I told you, from the Delaware Core or something. And it's a place where I actually took my daughter there a couple of years ago, and then I forgot about it. And my daughter went, and she found butter for like $2 a pound. And so I went the other day with one of my granddaughters, and we found no butter, margarine, but we found corn. They had corn and tomatoes and peaches and all kinds of different things. Zucchini. I didn't get any zucchini because I'm the only one that eats zucchini, believe it or not. So I didn't get it. I'll probably grow. I mean, not grow some. I didn't grow some this year. I'll probably get some when I go this weekend, probably. Well, not this weekend, but because they're open every day except for Sunday, so that's really good. And they have good sales in there, and they have fresh stuff, and I'm liking it. And you know, to me, the corn is reasonable. The juice and stuff is reasonable. Some of the stuff, they have like women's clothes and stuff in there, things like that. I don't really look at those kinds of things. And household things I don't have to because I'm a reviewer, so most of the time I get stuff to review, so I don't bother with that. But juice and foods and cheeses and butter and those kinds of things I always try to get. And I try to learn as I go. So this is so much fun. And you can tell that this is homegrown corn. So it seems like this is getting hotter instead of colder, and it's not on the pan's off the stove. I'm just wondering. This one wants to give me a hard time. But you know what? I won't take the hard times. Come on, seriously? I mean, that's hot. It should be getting colder, but it isn't. I don't know why. But it does, when you boil it with the husk on, it just makes it easier to come off. You don't have as much of a hard time with it as you do taking it off before. Because I guess the corn's all, the huskers are, the huskers are all wet. And so they make it much easier to pull off. So this will go back in the water, like I said, and I'll put a top on it. And then my husband will take and freeze it. So anyway, I was going to chit chat with you too. How's everybody doing? I'm doing fine. Just wishing this corn wasn't so hot, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And we got a couple more, so then I think I'll fix one for myself for tonight. How about that? So I have corn to blanch. I mean, cabbage to blanch too. But that will probably be for tomorrow, and you can see the steam on the YouTube, can't you? But I'm getting it done. And hot doesn't really bother me unless it's really boiling hot. For some reason or other, I wash my dishes. I wash my dishes. Yes, I don't have a dishwasher. I took the dishwasher out years ago because it was only a half dishwasher. And by the time you got it filled with dishes, you could have had them washed and dried and put away. So, having said that, I just got rid of my dishwasher. And people were like, why'd you get rid of your dishwasher? I said, because it doesn't really do anything for me. It was one of those half dishwashers. I had never seen one before. Now I've seen them in different stores, you know, Lowe's and whatever. But like I said, unless you're well, there's now one or two people. There's us, but you know, there's always a kid around, always an adult around, you know, so it's just much easier for me to do my dishes. And when I'm cooking, I do my dishes as I go. So I can't stand dirty dishes in the sink. I have nightmares about them. You know what I mean? You're probably laughing at me, but I do. I have nightmares about my dirty dishes. So that's all clean. Got 3 more. Yeah, 3 more. 4. Wow. It's still hot. You can see the steam. This one's just oozing out water. But I don't want it to go near the computer, so let me push this away just a little bit. So I've decided that I'm going to start going back to yoga. I got to do some exercise. I'm losing weight, I am, but I have to do a little bit of exercise. I know I'm not going to look like I looked when I was 21, but or 18 or 17 or whatever, but you know, I have to lose some weight. Just about 20 or 30 more pounds. I think, well, probably about 20, 25 more pounds, maybe 20. I don't know. I haven't gone to the doctor's. I was supposed to call and make an appointment today, and I called, but it was nobody answered the phone because I think it was too early, and they were transferring from their call service to the, and I can tell by the way the phone rings, to to, you know, their regular service. I believe that's what happened. And so, having said that, I just didn't get her. So I better call tomorrow before 11 o'clock because I know that they close at 12 on Friday. So I can make my appointment for. And get over what I don't think anything really needs to be done. I just need to make an appointment, and so I can do that. And then I will have to go back until September or October. But this is not bad. So if you're getting like good deals on corn, because for us, well, we get corn kind of all year round. Different when I was in Massachusetts because you didn't see this corn until maybe about, depending upon where it came from. But you usually didn't see it till about the end of April, first part of May, but it was coming from someplace else. You didn't see it. I mean, you probably find it imported from other places, but I don't know. Corn just isn't, you know, it's not, I guess, grown. Well, you know, I mean, it's grown, but it's not grown after, I would say, after August. It begins to, I'm just looking at what the crops are here because remember I'm in Delaware, but I was from Massachusetts and I'll always be from Massachusetts, but I used to live in Massachusetts. I was born in Boston, and corn was like, I would say, I'm speculating that it was like the first part of, no, the end part of April, the first part of May, and then, you know, went on until about August, and then all of a sudden it was gone. You didn't see it. So unless you do what my mother used to do and blanch it and freeze it, and then she would take, to make the kernels of corn, she would, and I actually have a kernel, you know, that you can take the corn and make the kernels out of, and I'm going to actually probably do that, but she would take the kernels and actually cut them off and freeze them. So when we wanted corn in the wintertime, you know, we would just go out and get the can or go out and get to the freezer and get the corn. And whatever. Like peaches and all those kinds of things, those came and went. Apricots, those kinds of things. And then mangoes and stuff, well, they were imported because where I lived at in Boston, we had an influx of Cubans and Puerto Ricans at the time. So I'm telling my age, but I don't really care. You know how old I am anyway. For those of you that follow me, you know that I'm 70. So around that time is when Castro, I don't know what happened in Puerto Rico. All I know is that on one street, Columbus Avenue was what I lived off of, and then the other street was the main street, was Tremont Street. Part of Tremont Street became known as Little Cuba around I want to say around 1959, 58 maybe. And I used to go the long way to go to school because I liked the food. And pretty much I could understand them because my mother speaks Portuguese. So my mother spoke Portuguese. She has now left us, this world, and resting, I'm hoping, till I get there anyway. What's funny is, you know, I would go over and I would get like Cuban food, and then one end was like Little Cuba, and one end was Little Puerto Rico. And I used to love their food because it was so much similar to ours. Well, what my mother fixes, my father's from the South, so I got the best of all kinds of worlds living in the city, and I got the best of both worlds with my parents being who they were. So I had fun. different foods, different. And then two of my aunts married Filipinos. So when we would have family reunions and parties, and we would go to Connecticut because that's where my mother's from. Well, she was born here. Her father was from Portugal, and her mother was also born here. So you know. Anyway, so that's it for my corn. Hope you like this. Blanching and husking corn with me. I'm going to do a lot of these different things. I'm trying my best to get the cooking on and everything like that, but I really haven't been cooking. We have been making sandwiches and, a couple of days. Well, if my things are on Instagram for things that I had, like I went out to and bought dinner last Friday from the girls who own the bakery. The Sweetest Rose, and it was so good. And then Monday, because my church had a fundraiser at Krabby Dick's, which is down the street from me, I got a hamburger and stuff from there. So I think I took pictures of that and put it on Facebook, but Instagram, but I don't remember. But anyway, I haven't really not been cooking really. So when I cook, I will come on and I will do things with you. Anyway, I love you. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and give it a thumbs up.